Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and our Kings. Look, I've promised you a beer for this interview. I'll buy you two.
But in London, not here.
No, when we get back home. Look, it's a terrific fight week. I think the first fight was one of the best fights I've seen live. Two elite level athletes at the top of the game, and Oleksandr Usyk came out on top. This time round, they've both been in the ring. They both know what to expect from each other. I think Tyson found out a lot about Usyk, his punch power, and vice versa. Usyk knows about Tyson. Do you think we'll see anything different this fight?
I think that this is an illusion that both guys know each other pretty well to predict the actions. They studied on the previous fights, videos. They studied each other in the ring according to what they could. But was it 100% Tyson Fury? Was it 100% Oleksandr Usyk? This is a big question mark. And for this reason, what can we expect from this fight? Is that it's going to be an unbelievable clash, a battle of two titans, and where the outcome cannot be predicted at any time.
You just said in the previous interview you can't do predictions, but you can analyse. You're very close to Oleksandr Usyk, and you have been for many years, working side by side, and I know you're closer than that. You're friends, probably class each other as family. So, does Oleksandr Usyk have more than what we saw in the last fight? How much of that was Oleksandr?
I put a hand on my heart and tell you straight as it is. If Tyson Fury is to win, then it's only by some coincidence or chance. Normally, according to all the analytics, Oleksandr Usyk is supposed to be the winner of the second fight.
Tyson spoke about the first fight and said, I don't need to change a lot. It was a close fight. I need to have more focus. He played around a lot, and I think people read into that a bit too much because he's done it against Wilder, won, Klitschko won. I think the first time that you lose, it doesn't necessarily mean that was the reason. Are you expecting something completely different from him, or are you listening to him and going, he'll make subtle changes, or do you think he will completely change tact? And maybe people talk about using the big man strength, and Dubois didn't manage to do it, Joshua didn't manage to do it, and Tyson, even in the first fight, said, you can't just go rushing in with a guy like Oleksandr. But what are you expecting from him?
I think he will change. He has already changed, and you can analyze from this period in the training camp. There was no bias in the media, on Instagram. I felt myself bored because I couldn't comment any of his videos, any of his strange things that he came up with. For this reason, I think in the ring, he will behave like that, very focused and very concentrated. Just a second, please, someone is trying to call me.
Picking this back up with Alex Krassyuk. Look, I can't remember where we got to, but in terms of this fight, you mentioned about the bias in the media, and this time around, you said you couldn't comment on certain things, and Tyson will be different. What, in terms of Oleksandr Usyk, I want to move away from this now. Into his legacy in boxing, he's up there with the greats, the all-time greats. If he gets past Tyson Fury this time, there might not be a call for a trilogy. He's already beaten Joshua. Does he, after this fight, go, what more have I got to prove? That's it, I'm done. Or do you expect him to fight for many years to come?
I expect him to win and then to take a decision what to do next. Maybe he wants to chill out for a couple of years, then he turns 50 and he finishes boxing. Not at all. I think he's the man of action. He can't be just hanging around, like doing nothing. He has to keep this focus. He had to keep going. And being the champion is some kind of responsibility. Proving that you're a champion is even more responsibility. But carrying out this social part of being the champion is also very important, because kids, new generation, they watch on you, they try to be like you, they try to act like you. I think it should be a good time for Usyk to take a decision to finally leave. but it's definitely not on the horizon.
You mentioned there about the influence on kids and the next generation. A lot of athletes say, I never planned to be a role model, but when you look at Oleksandr Usyk, even forgetting the stuff he's done for the people of his country, he set example from the very beginning, from the Olympics, from the amateurs, and now, you know, coinciding with obviously the sad things that are happening in the home country of Ukraine, he's that real sort of guiding light when things are a bit dark. Well, things are very dark, obviously, for your people, and he's on a world stage. How important is it for the Ukrainian people to see him on a stage like this, especially last time where he got his hand raised? How much does that mean to them people and the soldiers on the front line who he served with? It's an incredible thing.
It really is. He is the role model. He is the icon. You can't say a hero, because now when we have a war, we have heroes. But he is an icon for any Ukrainian. He's the iconic athlete. He is the iconic personality. He is the iconic Ukrainian. That's how people treat him. That's how people feel him. And that's the reason why he is so popular and why people keep backing him, keep cheering for him, and keep supporting him everywhere he goes.
I know last time out he had a special Ringwalk. We mentioned attire. Is there something special planned for this fight?
Definitely, he will have something special this time. Trust me, it's always the same. Usyk cannot walk into the ring being just a normal athlete. He always uses this opportunity to perform something special, to send some message to the world, and he will do it again.
Got to ask you just quickly about other fights in boxing. I want to start with somewhere else actually. I want to know what your opinion is on the influence of Jake Paul in boxing.
I was predicting this question.
Well, I didn't think no one would ask you, to be fair, because it's not. But I want to know what your thoughts are on the eyeballs he brings to the sport, because he brings a lot of viewers. But obviously, he's had the exhibition with Mike Tyson. You, as a purist in boxing, what are your thoughts?
If we talk about boxing, then we don't see these brothers in. They are performing boxing. They are not real fighters. If they become something special, let's say they become intercontinental champion. He fights with a normal guy, with a normal athlete, and he fights, he gets victory. He goes through 8 or 12 rounds, gets a decision, and then he's announced as the whatever champion, not even the world champion. Then we consider him a boxer. Now we consider him a performer. The guy who is performing boxing, a very good actor, and he was performing boxing throughout all of his fights. It's not disrespect, it's just a matter of fact.
I want to ask you as well, we're hearing rumours of a Wladimir Klitschko return. I mean, I heard this a month or two ago. At his age now, and as someone who's done, obviously, the country very proud, do you want to see Klitschko come back for one more dance? Would you prefer to see him retired? What's your thoughts on, was it linked with a Daniel Dubois fight, which, I mean, being out the ring that long, what's your thoughts?
Wladimir Klitschko will be here. And when you see him, you will understand. It's not about age, it's not about time. This man is the machine. He never missed one training since his last fight back in 2017. He keeps himself in shape, he keeps himself in order. He didn't gain weight, he didn't gain any bad habits. He's concentrated, he's focused. So, speaking about him, you can't use the number of his age as a leverage, as the argument that he should not box. On the other side, I support him from the bottom of my heart. And if he at some point decides to come back for one last dance to break the record of George Foreman, to become the oldest ever heavyweight champion in the world, I will definitely support him for 100%.
Last two, Joseph Parker, Daniel Dubois. Thoughts on that fight? I think it's a terrific fight. Joseph Parker's coming off the back of two really good wins. He went to the well against Zhile Zhang, who's an extremely dangerous heavyweight. Every heavyweight is, but he still fought on and got the victory, and he managed to disarm Deontay Wilder with a shutout victory. Daniel Dubois riding this wave. What do you make of it?
According to what I see, how people treat this fight, they underestimate Parker. Maybe it's just an impression that I've got.
I agree.
But I see that they are not showing much respect. Maybe because he's from New Zealand, he's not a UK fighter. But that is not true. I mean, this guy is a real danger, especially for Daniel Dubois, who does not have that baggage of boxing skills. Parker has a brilliant footwork. He has the momentum and he has a very high boxing IQ. And if you have all that in one man, it means one thing that you should have is conditioning. Once you have proper conditioning and you add all of that to this kit, you are a winner. Daniel Dubois is a great man, great fighter. He has power, but he hasn't got this boxing skill.
Last one, Anthony Joshua. What should he do next? Does he take a Dubois rematch? Does he wait and see what happens this weekend? There's talks if Tyson Fury were to lose, that fight would still happen. What do you think he should do?
I love AJ with all of my heart. I respect him, and I'm one of his biggest fans. But at some point, I think that it's good to find the proper time to stop. And it's only my opinion, but I think it's high time for him to take the decision and to become the happiest father, the happiest husband, the happiest man in the world, stepping out of boxing and doing whatever he wished to do.
Alex Krassyuk, appreciate your time as always. We'll look forward to the fight. We'll catch up after it. I owe you a beer. Thank you.